What's up, guys? So I'm going to put this little clip at the beginning of the episode. Mr. West was on a golf course, and the service kept cutting in and out, so it's kind of an unwatchable interview. But I'll put it up anyway, just for the sake of documenting it, I guess. We're going to reschedule and do another one. His book, Last Platoon, is no bullshit one of my new favorite books. And I know I have on tons of authors, and I'm always recommending books, so I can also understand if you're like, Tommy, I can't take your word on this. That's fine, I get it. Last Platoon, I genuinely mean this, and on the level of Black Hawk Down for me. It's not as action-packed, but it's very much, if you've seen the movie Hateful Eight by Quentin Tarantino, and if you've seen the movie Black Hawk Down or read the book Black Hawk Down by Mark Bowden, it is a mix of those two. It's sort of this slow... It starts almost like The Hurt Locker, the movie, and then it quickly goes into kind of a Hateful Eight theme. It's almost like, if you've seen The Dark Knight, the Batman movie, clearly I'm just describing this book by movies. It's kind of got that like hum, that high, like, you can almost feel that tension in the book. And they're going out beyond the wire, and they're going on a patrol, and there's a fatality. And it's like, fuck, okay, that wasn't supposed to happen. And they come back. And it's like the next day. And they go out beyond the wire, and then shit goes south again. And it just keeps dialing up every day. And you can see the Americans are so technologically advanced. But just one by one, the whole thing starts falling apart. And that general hum, that frequency, you can just feel it getting higher. And it goes all the way up to the White House. And it's like, how did we lose someone? This was supposed to be like a quick bag and grab thing. And it goes up more and more. And it's going up more and more. And then some guys show up from a helicopter without insignia, and it's the CIA Special Activities Division, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? And these guys show up, and you got this guy with $100,000 sniper rifle, and they're looking for someone specific. And there's this whole, they're tracking cell phones, and there's this power struggle between the guys within the base, and it's all about, some guys want to get promoted, some guys it's just this, they're on one last patrol and then they're retired. Other guys they're just in it because they work for the agency. And all the while you have this mixture of these religious fundamentalists with also some just realists. Other guys are, they're backstabbing. Other guys are in it for the heroin. And it's just this whole mixture. And, when I first read it, I read it because Mr. West came on here last time and talked about his book, Call Sign Chaos, which is about General Mattis, who he is friends with. And he brought up his newest book, Last Platoon. So I was like, all right, I'm going to grab it. It's, you come on my show, you give me an hour of your time. Sure, I'll grab your book. I'll listen to it. To me, that's a fair trade-off. So I got it. And with all books, I never really know what I'm getting into. Oh my God. It's I don't want to spoil it. And if war books aren't for you, then it's not for you. It is, it's beautifully done. And so, again, I'm not going to beat it into the ground. Mr. West and I did just do an interview for about 10 minutes. He's on a golf course, and his service was cutting in and out. And so we're going to reschedule it. And again, normally, if something like this happened, I would just kind of be like, it was a shitty interview, whatever. I legitimately do want to do another episode about this because this book deserves its own episode. It's fantastic. I don't get a penny from this, FYI, guys. I don't get a penny from any book. But I can't recommend this book enough. If you like any military book, Last Platoon is... I legitimately think this is going to be a classic. And I know I glow about a lot of books, and so you may be wondering, or you may be thinking, Tommy, I can't, you say this about every book, make up your mind. Okay, I get it. That's fine. That's fair. This is, it almost has some hints of All Quiet on the Western Front in terms of disillusionment. What the fuck are we doing? Why are we here? What did he die for? You have the action-packed scenes, the gore of Black Hawk Down. And then you just have the tension of the Hurt Locker or Hateful Eight, where it's just like, what's going on? Is there backstabbing? There's CIA involved, and there's hundreds of millions of dollars. There's like black ops technology. There's military industrial complex, all the way up to the president. It is, I mean, slow clap, Mr. West. Slow clap. Last Platoon by Mr. Bing West is fantastic. And we're going to do another episode on it. So the following episode, if you are going to listen, because this part's going to be at the beginning of the episode, the interview is pretty unwatchable. The service kept cutting out. It was pretty shit. But we're going to reschedule and we're going to do a proper interview. And I can't recommend this book enough. It's fucking insane. All right, guys. Take care. God bless. And I'm telling you, grab the book. West, from a golf course, the height of luxury, who you came on here last time. We talked about call sign chaos, your book about General Mattis.
Are you there?
Mr. West, can you hear me? I think.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I can still see and hear you. For everybody listening, your newest book, Last Platoon, which I finished, and I didn't know what to think of it going in. I had no idea what it was going to be. And I can now say it is one of my favorite books. No, not lying, not fluffing you up. It's, for anybody listening, if you've seen the movie Hateful Eight by Quentin Tarantino, or if you've read the book Black Hawk Down by Mark Bowden, I've been thinking all week of how to describe it. And it's a twist between Black Hawk Down and Hateful Eight. And that won't make sense if you haven't seen the movie Hateful Eight. But it's this slow roll, just kind of day after day, and it slowly dials up. And towards the end, I mean, the final couple chapters, I mean, it's like watching Black Hawk Down. It's absolutely insane. But I've been rambling for a couple minutes. Mr. West, how about you introduce yourself to everyone that hasn't listened to the last episode with us?
Sure. Thanks, Tony. My name is Bing West. I'm a Marine grunt who just never grew up. So I've been in 3 wars, Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan, and I've written about the grunts, both the Special Forces, favorite gang, the Marines, and what really happens in combat. But at the same time, I also had the honor of being the Assistant Secretary of Defense for International Security for President Reagan. So I understand what happens up the chain of command all the way to the president. So in this book, The Last Platoon, after 15 years of going back and forth embedding in Afghanistan, I tried in one book to kind of write a story of what happens to one platoon and then trace that all the way up the chain of command to the president, and then bring in the point of view of the Taliban, bring in the point of view of the drug dealers, the farmers, the manipulative people in Pakistan who are making the money, put them all together on the same battlefield, and then let's see what happens. So that's what I tried to do, Tony.
Last Platoon is absolutely amazing. I can't fake my excitement about books. This isn't something I can just turn on and be like, I'm going to pump up this book. It was a masterpiece from the lackluster kind of coming back from combat, going to class and what am I doing, to the going overseas, to the are we Marines or is this brass, or I mean all the way up to is this CIA Special Activities Division? What is this? To kids taking heroin pills and strapping bombs to themselves, to the sandstorms, and then you're right, all the way up to where you have these huge emotional fights, and at the end it's like, I want the picture of the flag near the body, so in the press, and it's like, there is no press, like you're coming home, the president doesn't want it, this is our graceful exit. And you do see from the tracking where the mortars fire to, this is you all get combat ribbons, but enough with like the hoorah, all the way up to the 30,000-foot view from literally and figuratively from the Big Bird plane, but also from the viewpoint of the president, from the national security advisor, to how is this going to look with the press? How is it going to be? What if you're golfing when this news breaks? And you see the things that you maybe don't want to see, like the movie Letters from Iwo Jima, where they talk about how the soldiers that raised the flag needed to go all around the country raising money for war bonds. And even though they felt like they were fakes and they were kind of doing this acting, if you will. Mr. West? I think we lost Mr. West. Oh, he might be... Is he back? He's back. Mr. West? I can't hear you. I think your microphone's off. Can't hear you. I don't think he can hear me either.
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
See, I don't know. We're just losing
Okay.
high tech.
Okay. Yeah.
I can hear you.
Yeah. Well, what I was saying is you see this ferocious emotional battle, and these guys are losing their friends, and it's, we got another angel here, we got another KIA here, we're gonna have to send them back in a refrigerated coffin in a body bag. And you see this is our stand, this is, we're devil dogs, all the way up to where you just see the Pentagon officials, to where it's just like you said, the owner of an NFL team watching from the blimp in the sky can barely see the field, let alone hear the clashing of all the players. So if you're an offensive lineman, you might have a very emotional, dramatic game, but from the point of view where you're trying to sell tickets, trying to get new players, trying to do this, that, and the other thing, it's almost like how surgeons have to be somewhat detached from their patients because that's how they do the best job. You almost have to be that way at the most upper echelons. You have to be, they can't just be pawns, but at the same time, you can't be soaked up in every last platoon when you're also, what's our stance on China? What are we doing with Mexico? And it was the most invigorating, but also, kind of depressing, where you realize you can go do this battle and your friends can be killed with shrapnel through the neck, and you can have the CIA guy have to, shoot a child soldier in the chest. And then it also kind of all wraps up with just a short, how can I fit this in 3 paragraphs to send to the president? And it's a whirlwind of emotions, to say the least. And I know I haven't been giving you a chance to talk, but I really don't know what words to put it in. It's fantastic, but depressing.
Well, I maybe that's at the end what happens. You do try to do all you can do in life, and anything you do is just try to do your best. And the platoon commander, whom I knew very well when I was in Sangin, and I asked if I could actually use his name, and the name his name is Cruz in the book, but really his name is Vic Garcia. And I said, Vic, do you mind? You talk to your wife first. Do you mind if I tell people that really you were the platoon commander? And he and his wife discussed it, and he said, okay. He said, go ahead, because I think people should know what I was doing. But I remember at one point we had lost some people, and Vic got the platoon together, and one of the Marines said, sir, WTF, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? He said, hey, the commandant hasn't talked to me recently, and I'm not sure the president has talked to him.
I think we lost Mr. West again. I think his service is cutting in and out. And he's back. He's got to flip on his audio. I think his service is chopping in and out. Can't hear you, Mr. West. I think he's trying to figure out the microphone. Mr. West? I can't hear you. And he's back again. Cannot hear you. I think his phone's cutting in and out. I don't know if he can hear me.
Is it?
Oh, there we go. We're back.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Whenever, yeah.
It's on. It's something. You know, I'm not going to recommend this kind of phone anymore.
No, it's fine.
Are you there?
Yes,
I lose you again.
No, I can see and hear you. Can you see and hear me? Are we good?
Okay. Whenever you can't, Tom. Whenever all of a sudden you can't see me, if you wave your hand, then I'll try to get it to work again. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'll wave my hand, and when it disconnects, it automatically disconnects your microphone. So whenever you get back on, you gotta reactivate the microphone. But you were saying about the commandant and the president.
Well, when you're at a certain level, like the president, he's only spending 10 minutes on something, and lives are being lost. And then everyone on the chain of command has a certain thing to do, but it can really get screwed up when you haven't made the mission clear even to yourself. And that's what I tried to indicate. We never made the mission in Afghanistan clear enough. We never understood the role that drugs were playing. And I tried to indicate that because everyone was making so much money out there. And so I tried to give all the layers that were happening in one book, you know. So that was my effort.
Are you going to try to get Last Platoon made into a movie? Because that would be an incredible movie. I think his audio cut out again. I think his service is cutting out. Yeah, service is cutting out again. It's back. I think we're back.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Steve, can we do this another time? I'll try another computer. Something's happening unlike me. You know, some Taliban's out here with me and keeps cutting me off.
I was gonna say, would you like to? We can reschedule this, and because I would really like to do like I feel like we need to do an episode.
Please.
Yeah, we need to do an episode that gives your book the credit it's due, because it legitimately is one of my favorite books.
Well, thanks, Tom.
I think it's breaking up, so we're going to reschedule. We're going to do Mr. West. I can't hear you, man. I don't know if he can hear me. We're gonna.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you just send me an email when you want to reschedule? Great.
Yes.
Sorry, this got so screwed up.
You're fine. You're fine, man.
Thanks.
All right. I'll see you. Bye-bye.
Recording stopped.